There is a restless fire inside you, one that senses the world is not what it pretends to be. Beneath the surface of ordinary life lies an intricate design, a stage where unseen forces direct the play, while keeping the actors blind to the script. This is the essence of a radical spiritual vision that claims existence itself has been staged to keep the human spirit subdued, hidden beneath veils of deception. Instead of a realm built for freedom, this perspective paints reality as a cage crafted to drain vitality and keep consciousness docile. The shadows behind this construct are said to weave illusions so tight that many never glimpse the possibility of escape. Yet, those who dare to question, who refuse to settle for surface appearances, find themselves standing at the threshold of revelation. The idea is unsettling, that what we touch, feel, and see is not the full truth, but a clever facade. Behind this facade, invisible architects orchestrate cycles meant to confine, ensuring the inner brilliance within humanity never fully awakens. Such a view demands courage, for to accept it is to admit that almost everything believed to be stable and natural may in fact be part of a grand charade. But within this dark vision lies a powerful spark, an invitation to awaken. The journey is not just about knowing secret teachings, but about piercing through layers of illusion with clarity that cannot be dimmed. Those who rise to this challenge transform themselves into seekers, unwilling to surrender their inner sovereignty. You didn't stumble here by accident. You were led. If something in your spirit is stirring, don't ignore it. Tap join to access exclusive content, prophetic insights, and a community of purpose-driven souls. This isn't just a membership, it's your moment of alignment. Step into who you were born to be. Welcome to the Chosen. Ancient paths of knowledge, symbolic rites, and personal awakenings are said to form the tools for breaking the cycle. The journey does not promise comfort. It demands endurance, sharp awareness, and a fierce will to see through the lies that blanket existence. Liberation requires not just belief, but the raw experience of recognizing one's own inner vastness. The world, then, becomes less of a home and more of a labyrinth designed to mislead. Yet every labyrinth contains a way out for the one who persists. The call is not to despair, but to cultivate strength and insight, to rise above the currents that seek to drown. The more one understands the hidden machinery, the easier it becomes to slip past its grasp. This perspective reframes existence not as a sentence, but as a test of will, a chance to reclaim forgotten authority. To accept the challenge is to step into a battle for true freedom. It is a daring act of reclaiming the essence that was never meant to be chained, and in doing so, breaking apart the prison built for the soul. There is a hidden strength within you that stirs whenever you feel the world pressing down in ways that make no sense. That unease you carry is not failure or fragility. It is the first spark of recognition that reality as presented is incomplete. It is the whisper that your life is not meant to be confined to surface roles, empty routines, or the narrow image others have projected upon you. Something within you already knows that the story is much bigger than what you've been told. When that awareness begins to grow, it cuts through the illusion of normalcy and shakes the foundation of what you once accepted without question. The structure surrounding you, constructed by culture, authority, and expectation, suddenly appear less solid. You begin to sense that your very essence has been funneled into systems designed to drain your potential and cloud your clarity. This recognition is not comfortable, but it is the first opening into truth. The realization dawns that you are not simply a body navigating through a rigid script. You are consciousness itself, infinite and uncontainable, temporarily wearing a form. The forces that attempt to keep you subdued thrive on distraction, feeding off your surrender to patterns that were never yours to begin with. To see this is to recognize the trap, that existence has been arranged to recycle your energy, keeping you bound in cycles you never consented to. Awakening is not an abstract idea. It is a lived moment when the veil thins and you realize you are far more than what you thought. It may arrive as a sudden flash of insight, or build gradually through questions you can no longer ignore. Either way, it marks the beginning of a new path, one where you no longer walk as a captive but as a seeker of what lies beyond the mask of appearances. This awakening brings both challenge and liberation. It strips away the comfort of ignorance, leaving you face to face with the task of reclaiming your own awareness. It demands courage to step outside of inherited beliefs and the persistence to trust the quiet truth inside you over the noise of external control. But it is here, in this difficult work, that the possibility of freedom takes root. If your heart overflows with God's blessings, let that love shine. Click the super thank you button and give $20 or more to plant seeds of faith that will impact countless lives. Your generosity reflects His abundance. Be a vessel of His grace and watch His kingdom flourish through you. Each step you take into deeper clarity is an act of resistance against the forces that would prefer you remain blind. Every moment you choose awareness over distraction weakens the grip of the system designed to hold you. It is not a single revelation that frees you, but the steady commitment to honor what your inner being already knows, that you were never meant to be small, never meant to be confined. To awaken to the truth of existence is to reclaim the light that has always been yours. It is to step boldly into the awareness that you are not prey for unseen influences, but a luminous essence capable of transcending every trap. This is the beginning of sovereignty. The moment you declare that your life belongs not to control, but to the boundless freedom of your own eternal nature. They've crafted a reality so convincing, weaving illusions that bind our perception to the physical, making us forget our infinite nature. Understanding the nature of the trap is not an overnight revelation, but a journey that demands courage, curiosity, and an unwavering quest for truth. It might start with a book that falls into your hands, a conversation that sparks a dormant question, or a personal experience that defies logical explanation. These are not coincidences, but breadcrumbs, leading you out of the darkness. This path involves peeling away layers of societal programming and genetic manipulation, questioning the very foundations upon which our lives are built. It's a process that challenges you to look beyond the surface, to see the world not as it is presented, but as it truly is. A construct designed to distract and consume us. Embracing this understanding is the first step toward liberation. It's about standing at the edge of the known world and daring to step into the unknown. This knowledge empowers you, transforming your perception of reality and your place within it. No longer a passive pawn in an archonic game, you become a seeker of light, a warrior of the spirit, fighting for freedom. There's a moment in life when the boundaries you thought defined you begin to dissolve, revealing something far vaster than you ever imagined. This is not a fleeting insight, but a fundamental reorientation of awareness that reshapes the very way reality unfolds before you. It is as though the walls that once enclosed your perception suddenly vanish, and what stretches before you is not limitation, but infinite expanse waiting to be explored. The journey toward this realization often begins with a subtle stirring, a quiet wondering that grows louder with time. Could there be more than what I've been told? That simple seed of doubt cracks the surface of old beliefs and allows curiosity to flood in. Slowly, you recognize that the roles, expectations, and restraints once mistaken for your identity are nothing more than temporary garments, never the essence of who you are. What fuels this awakening are the unplanned moments when the soul speaks without words. It may happen while resting in silence, or through the pull of creativity, or in encounters that shake the ordinary rhythm of life. In those spaces, a deeper truth rises, a recognition that you are not a fragment cut off from existence, but part of a vast living current that has no end and no true boundaries. Realizing this infinite dimension of your being is not simply a gift. It is also a call to action. It demands that you step into life with deliberate presence, crafting each choice with awareness and sincerity. To awaken is not to withdraw from the world, but to engage with it more fully, aligning your actions with the depth of who you are becoming. This state of awareness carries both liberation and responsibility. With every decision, you acknowledge that your existence resonates far beyond your own story. Each thought, each act carries weight, shaping not only your path, but the unfolding of the whole. In this recognition lies empowerment, for you hold the ability to influence the larger flow of creation itself. To awaken to your infinite nature is to break away from passivity and instead embody a new level of vitality. It is to realize that life was never meant to be endured in confinement, but embraced as a boundless canvas of growth and possibility. This shift transforms every breath into an act of participation with the universe itself. This awakening is your invitation to step out of imitation and into authenticity, to move beyond appearances and claim the truth of your boundless being. It is a turning point where life ceases to be a repetition of patterns and instead becomes the greatest of adventures, one where you stand not as a prisoner of limits, but as a sovereign explorer of the infinite. There is a fire within you that refuses to be dimmed, a strength waiting to be remembered after lifetimes of being told you are powerless. Reclaiming that strength is not a matter of polishing the surface of your life, but of breaking apart the invisible walls that have long contained you. It is an uprising from within, a return to the truth that you were never meant to be reduced to roles, labels, or borrowed scripts written by unseen influences. This awakening carries with it both shock and liberation. To discover that you have been living under a veil of distortions is unsettling, yet at the same time exhilarating. Each time you turn away from voices that try to dictate your path and instead honor the quiet pulse of your own intuition, you are already reclaiming ground. Each pause in which you allow yourself to be still and deliberate rather than swept along by the chaos around you becomes a declaration of sovereignty. The practice of choosing awareness over distraction, presence over conditioning, is itself a revolutionary act. The obstacles are subtle yet relentless. Fear disguised as reason, comfort dressed up as necessity, and desires planted in you that were never truly yours. These forces may not use chains of iron, but they bind just as tightly, weaving doubt and dependency into the fabric of daily life. Yet every time you step back from the noise and observe with clarity, you chip away at these bindings. With each decision to live from the depths of your own truth, rather than from reaction, you loosen the grip of illusions. The process requires resolve, courage, and an unshakable commitment to remembering that you are already whole, already complete, even when the world insists otherwise. This is not a single act, but a continuous path of dismantling falsehoods and refusing to give your energy to forces that thrive on your submission. It is the art of unlearning, of removing layer after layer, until what remains is the unfiltered brilliance of your authentic self. In that unveiling, a reservoir of untapped strength flows freely once again. By stepping into this reclamation, you do more than free yourself. You become a living signal to others that it is possible to rise. The way you carry your presence begins to ripple outward, showing those still trapped in cycles of conformity that they, too, can break away. Your transformation serves as a silent call for others to discover their own hidden fire. To reclaim personal power is to embody freedom itself, not as a distant idea, but as a lived reality. It is a refusal to kneel before illusions and a choice to stand rooted in your own infinite essence. This act does not just shift your life, it reshapes the field around you, proving that the human spirit is uncontainable, no matter how elaborate the attempt to control it. There is a strength within you that refuses to be consumed by the heaviness of the world, a force that calls you to rise above the stagnant weight of fear and despair. Choosing to cultivate higher states of being is not a simple lifestyle change, but an act of defiance against everything that seeks to keep your spirit dim. It is a bold proclamation that you are not meant to wither in the shadows, but to radiate with an inner brilliance that cannot be silenced. When you recall the times life felt suffocating, when negativity clung to every word and every thought seemed laced with hopelessness, you also remember the way a single uplifting moment could shift everything. Perhaps it was laughter shared with someone you love, the silence of stillness that cleared your mind, or an unexplainable wave of gratitude that washed over you. These are not coincidences, but powerful reminders of your ability to lift yourself out of density and into clarity. To elevate your energy is to engage in a quiet revolution. Each decision to nurture calm over chaos, love over resentment, and clarity over confusion creates ripples that extend beyond your own life. The choice to vibrate at a higher frequency reshapes not only your inner reality, but also the collective field, influencing others without a word being spoken. This is not an isolated pursuit of self-healing. It is a shared uprising of spirit. Every act of presence and peace you embody challenges the structures that thrive on division and fear. You become a catalyst, subtly breaking apart the grip of illusions that have long drained humanity of its potential. Your transformation signals to others that another way of living is not only possible, but already unfolding. Such a path demands courage, for it is easier to surrender to despair than to rise into joy when surrounded by noise and distraction. Yet it is in this very choice that your true power is revealed. By elevating your state, you are no longer feeding what thrives on weakness. You are starving it of its fuel. Your light becomes untouchable, shining with a resilience that cannot be undone. Every moment of conscious elevation is a declaration that you will not be bent by invisible pressures. It is a refusal to hand over your essence to forces that profit from your exhaustion. In turning inward and choosing to radiate, you weave a shield around your soul, one that transforms not only your life, but also the lives of those who cross your path. To raise your energy is to step into mastery of your own existence. It is to walk through the world not as prey to unseen influences, but as a luminous presence, rewriting the story with every breath. In becoming this living light, you inspire others to uncover their own brilliance. And together, these sparks form a blaze powerful enough to reshape the course of humanity itself. There comes a moment when the realization strikes that existence itself has been looped into a cycle designed to keep the soul circling endlessly, never reaching its true horizon. This endless return is not the gift it has been painted to be, but a carefully arranged system meant to keep your essence tethered to limitation. To see this pattern clearly is to plant the first seed of freedom, a recognition that the spiral was never meant to define your destiny. The power of this awakening is transformative. It shifts the soul from being a passive traveler, carried by currents, to becoming the navigator of its own course. What once appeared as ordinary choices now reveal themselves as pivotal moments of alignment. Every act of integrity, every decision born of awareness, becomes more than personal growth. It becomes a silent strike against the forces that would prefer you remain asleep. Breaking this cycle requires reimagining life itself. No longer does existence serve as a stage of fleeting pleasures or shallow pursuits. It becomes a sacred arena where every breath carries meaning beyond the present. This is not about abandoning the world, but walking through it with eyes unclouded, fully engaged yet no longer deceived by its illusions. The call is not to retreat into ascetic denial, but to stand in full awareness within the fabric of life. To eat, breathe, love, create, and choose, but from a place of clarity that sees beyond appearances. It is living with the understanding that every step taken is either reinforcing the cage or loosening its bars. Liberation, then, becomes not escape, but conscious participation at a higher octave of awareness. This path demands connection to the deeper layers of being. It calls for cultivating practices that anchor you in your eternal nature, building strength against the doubts and temptations that will inevitably arise. The struggles along the way are not signs of failure, but proof of the weight of the system you are dismantling. Each time you choose to stand firm, you dismantle another layer of illusion. To free yourself from the wheel is to reclaim your original essence, the infinite core that was never meant to be recycled into confinement. It is to declare that you are ready to move beyond repetition and into evolution, beyond the confines of the temporal into the vast expanse of the eternal. The courage to make this choice reverberates not only within your own journey, but sends waves through the collective, showing others that the way out exists. This is the challenge before you, to live not as a prisoner of cycles, but as one who consciously steps beyond them, to see each day as a chance to realign, each decision as a tool of liberation. To break the loop is to rise into your true place in the cosmos, no longer bound by repetition, but free to unfold into the limitless expanse of your being. There's a part of you that cannot be measured, a presence that refuses to be contained by the walls of physical existence. To recognize this is to affirm that life is not bound to the narrow corridors of routine, but is woven into something immeasurable and eternal. This is not an escape into fantasy, but a deeper acceptance that the essence of your being was never meant to be limited by what the eyes can see. The weight of daily repetition often compresses existence into something small, making you forget the vastness that pulses within. Yet there are moments, often quiet and unexpected, when awareness stretches outward, and you realize that what you are is far larger than the roles and tasks that fill your days. In those instances, what once felt overwhelming becomes insignificant compared to the endlessness you are connected to. To embrace the infinite is not simply to wonder about possibilities, but to let that awareness reshape how you live. Every decision becomes infused with a broader perspective, guided not by fear or scarcity, but by the recognition that your life is linked to something immeasurably vast. The exploration does not begin in distant galaxies, but in the silent landscapes of the inner self, where reflection and stillness unlock gateways to boundless awareness. As this realization deepens, your external world begins to shift in tandem. What once appeared limited suddenly expands. Relationships grow richer, opportunities reveal themselves, and the capacity to experience all multiplies. This shift does not separate you from others, but draws you closer, for the infinite is not only within you. It pulses through all beings, connecting each thread of existence into a living tapestry. To share this awakening is to contribute to a collective unfolding. Your insights, your presence, your willingness to see beyond the surface inspire others to step beyond their own perceived limits. The infinite is not a solitary pursuit, but a shared voyage, where each traveler adds light to the path, helping others find their way into expansion. This journey dissolves the illusion that you are ever truly apart. In every act of connection, every moment of clarity, the truth of unity becomes more apparent. What you discover within yourself inevitably echoes into the greater whole, creating ripples that help humanity remember its greater purpose. To explore the infinite is to abandon the illusion of confinement and step boldly into possibility. It is to claim your place as both seeker and creator, to embrace existence as an endless unfolding rather than a finite march. And in doing so, you not only liberate yourself, you awaken the universe within and around you, proving that you were always more than the boundaries placed upon you. There comes a point when the search no longer turns outward but inward, when the true breakthrough is not found in the shifting tides of the world, but in the depths of your own being. Liberation through self-realization is this turning point, a descent past masks, illusions, and conditioned identities into the core of what has always been untouched within you. This is not casual reflection, but an uncompromising pursuit of authenticity, stripping away everything that does not belong to your essence. The journey begins by dismantling the scaffolding of beliefs and ambitions inherited without question. You start to notice that many of the paths laid out before you, whether in career, relationships, or societal roles, were never chosen freely but imposed subtly. What once seemed natural begins to feel hollow, and you realize that much of your energy has been invested in sustaining illusions that suffocate rather than nourish your spirit. In facing these realizations, vulnerability becomes inevitable. To let go of identities built over years feels like losing ground, yet in truth it is the clearing of space for something more enduring. The discomfort of uncertainty is not a weakness, but the fertile soil where new strength takes root. Each false layer you shed brings you closer to the raw truth of your being, empowering you to rebuild your life with clarity and intention. This path does not deliver comfort, but transformation. It equips you with the courage to live in alignment with the truth that emerges, even if it challenges expectations or disrupts old patterns. With each act of honesty, each choice rooted in authenticity, you move beyond the invisible systems designed to keep you fragmented. You begin to reclaim your sovereignty, stepping into a reality shaped not by fear, but by conscious creation. The freedom that comes from this awakening is profound. It is not merely the absence of chains, but the presence of unshakable authenticity, the ability to act, speak, and live without apology. You recognize that you are not subject to a game beyond your control, but a luminous force with the capacity to shape your destiny. This realization shifts not only how you see yourself, but also how you meet the world, radiating integrity that inspires others. As your self-realization deepens, your presence becomes a spark for collective awakening. The authenticity you embody becomes a mirror for those still caught in illusion, reminding them of their own hidden power. Your liberation ceases to be a solitary triumph. It becomes part of a greater movement of remembrance that touches countless lives. Walking this path is not only about freeing yourself, but about contributing to a rising tide of awareness. Each step you take toward truth sends waves through the collective field, dissolving illusions and lifting the whole. Self-realization becomes not just personal liberation, but a gift of light to the world, a call for others to awaken to their own infinite nature. There is immense power in choosing to stand firm in your own truth, especially in a world saturated with voices that clamor to control your thoughts and shape your path. Rejecting the weight of outside influence is not a casual act. It is a profound commitment to honor the intelligence and clarity that already reside within you, a source of wisdom deeper than any guidance offered from beyond yourself. Every day, countless signals attempt to mold your desires, decisions, and identity. They appear in subtle suggestions, forceful headlines, or the endless stream of noise disguised as direction. To begin questioning these currents is to reclaim your mind, to resist being carried into a current that does not belong to you. The moment you choose to pause and look inward for guidance, you begin unraveling the carefully woven systems that have long sought to bend your spirit. This is not about closing yourself off from the world, but about engaging with it consciously. It means filtering what you take in, deciding what deserves your attention and what does not. It requires trust in your own ability to discern, to recognize truth even when it is faint, and to refuse to surrender your choices to the pull of persuasion. In this practice, you are not cutting yourself away from life. You are stepping into it with sovereignty. As your trust in your inner compass strengthens, every decision you make begins to reflect the clarity of your authentic self. The interactions you choose, the knowledge you pursue, the spaces you inhabit, all of them become extensions of your conscious will. What once clouded your vision now sharpens it, because you are no longer searching outward for validation, but aligning inward with the essence of who you are. This is not an easy path. It demands courage to resist the pull of conformity and strength to silence the echoes of doubt. Yet each act of resistance is an affirmation of your independence. Every time you choose presence over programming, you are cutting another thread of control. What emerges is a life lived deliberately, with decisions rooted not in manipulation, but in your own sovereign awareness.